Hello and welcome to the Cornhusker Cooldown. My name is Patrick Patio.
I'm Joe Mojojoe.
My name's Seth. Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have a guest. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm Seth, known as Bombzilla.
Seth, alumni here. When did you graduate?
2023.
Okay, and I mean, very accoladed man. And now in challengers and doing open qualifier stuff. How did you get here?
I mean, I started playing League back in 2013, maybe even a little bit sooner. But I didn't really start playing League like seriously until like 2016. So it kind of like started there. Eventually made it to Diamond. You know, joined the UNL's club.
Yeah.
Things just progressed there, and then pushing ranks, I guess. Finally making it to Challenger and joining somewhat of a team and making it into OQs. So yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool to see that team is actually made out of like a majority of like UNL students.
Yep.
It is crazy the high level of anomaly that you guys just like, oh, we just have 2 Challenger players, one person who's masters multiple roles, and just one coaches at Youth Esports League out in Omaha. Like,
yeah.
How much of that was you guys jumping at the opportunity whenever you guys recognize each other versus just like the sheer luck of, oh, we're all somehow here?
I mean, for sure a lot of it is luck. But the thing is like when we first started I first met Thomas back in the top laner back in, was that probably 2019 coming in. It might have been even 2020. I think it's 2019, regardless. I met him there and he was like Diamond 4. I was Diamond 1 at the time, so it's like when we first meet each other, it's not like, oh, we're both high ranked players or anything like that. It's just like, we knew of each other, we sat next to each other and things like that. We were just friends. Met Nick the next year. He joined the club and he was like tryharding draft. Like everything was tryharding, things like that. Didn't meet Jason until the last year, things like that. So it is like a lot of it is luck. Now, when it comes to the skill part of it, that is like not luck. That was like all of us like holding accountability to each other. Like I think Nick was still gold or platinum at the time that he was gold for sure when I first met him. But at the time that he wanted to start on the team, he was platinum, I think. So it's like he had to make a lot of progress to get to the point where he's like considered a good player, which he is like obviously now. Thomas, once again, was Diamond 4. He now is the highest peaked player on our team at like 960 LP. Jason, he was just MIA the entire time. He just showed up and he was already Masters. So it's like he's an anomaly for sure. That would hit your anomaly quota. And then I was Diamond 1. Like I maintained Masters for a few years and things like that. So it was like, yeah, it was a lot of luck, but it was more of just like we met each other. We hung out with each other a lot, and we just kind of pushed each other to like do better.
Yeah, and how do you kind of approach that kind of conversation? I know like being on a team with like friends, sometimes it's difficult to like break that barrier of like,
oh, for sure.
Okay, but we want to be good.
Yeah.
Plus for me.
Huh?
I will flame you.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'll flame everyone, but that that is a small blessing from you. But like, for most people, that is a very difficult barrier. How did you guys actually approach that?
So, well, it was a lot of like losses, I'll be honest. Like nobody likes losing, and we didn't like losing either. So when it comes to like a team environment and trying to improve, it is like, once again, it's just like holding each other accountable. Now, that's the hard part because it is your friend. You don't want to like be rude to him. But I think a lot of it comes with the fact that you just like reiterate numerous times that like no matter what happens at the end of these games and stuff like that, at the end of these reviews, it's like we're all trying to win. What we're saying comes from like a place of we want to improve, and we're not like trying to like flame each other and like break any relationship there or anything like that. So that's like most of it, but yeah.
Come on. Well, I have a note on here that says Team Bland, and I just have a quick question. That was back in 2019.
I think so. It might have been, no, it was 2020 because Nick was on that team.
It was fall 2019.
Was it?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spring 2020 was the next one. I pulled up the spreadsheet. I pulled up the stats to see where I was at.
Okay.
It wasn't good, but it was pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, we did pretty good. We were like a bunch of misfits, I'm not gonna lie. Like, cause that was when Nick was like tryharding he was going through the spreadsheets, like looking at the highest ranked players. I remember him like coming over and he was like, who do you think like is like good here? And I was like, Nick, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know half of these players. Like, I was like, you just like pick who you think. We'll go through the op.gg and I'll like tell you what I think. But no, he like really tried his best to like draft a good team. And we also made it like pretty clear like early on that we wanted to like at least hang out with each other, do things and whatnot. And I think that helped a lot because then it's like, oh, we were all kind of doing this for each other. And that was, that was an amazing time because we on paper did not look like a good team. Everyone was like lower, like one of the lowest ranked players in their like area. So no, it was impressive that we even made it to the soon to be held finals.
Someday. My team made it to finals too. That still has not happened yet. We gotta get Team Deviate versus.
By the way, we posted in the Discord saying like, we're ready for these dates for the finals, and nobody responded. So it's not on us.
I wasn't in charge of the scheduling. I was the freshman or I guess I was a sophomore at the time. I just kind of.
Okay, it's on Juicer.
It is on Juicer. It's on you, Josh. I'll have to send him that. We definitely. Was that the first like team that you played on, or?
I played on a few in high school, but it was just like for fun. I can't remember the league it was in, but I can remember the name. It was like one of our friends' name was Invictus. So it's kind of like IG, but it was like Invictus Gaming before they were a thing. I think that's what IG stands for, right?
Yeah, it's Invictus.
Yeah. So like we were them before IG was a thing. Just, our top laner was the Shy, basically. Like either way, I played on that, and it was kind of just like a small like money pool tournament, and you could get in for free. And so we were like, oh yeah, we want to do that, and we won. That's the only reason why I was like in tournaments. I was like, oh, I want to make money off this, but as a high schooler would want to. But other than that, no, nothing. That was like first real team environment, I think. Yeah.
And then now you're here on Team High Alert.
Mm-hmm.
How has that process been? Now, I mean, playing in open qualifiers.
Everything's much more serious. Everybody's taking it to the next level. Everybody playing in it, for the most part, is also really good. Everybody's trying their best. I wouldn't say like it's that different. Like at the end of the day, like we went into Team Bland with the same mindset that I feel like High Alert has, which is like we know all of each other and we're going to try to win, and we're going to do that in any means necessary. A lot of that comes with like flaming, I guess. Like after games, it's like we aren't playing well. What is it? Why? Like why are we not doing well? Things like that. But yeah, I mean it's like the same thing that you would probably see in your like lower tiered teams, but it's just like at a higher level. Looks like basically the same thing though. Yeah. Same problems, same issues, things like that.
I have a question about your team actually. For drafting and coaching, I don't think you have a coach. At least I haven't seen it. How do you go about that when you don't have like a dedicated person for it?
Yeah, that's a good point. The thing is like we've done on like most of the teams that I've ever played on, there's never been a coach. So it's like when it comes to learning how to find what issues there are, a lot of the times it's like you have a coach tell you what's wrong, and then you just like go over them and figure it out. Since we've never really had a coach, that hasn't really been that difficult to figure out since we've been doing that. I've been doing it for years. So a lot of it is, okay, we clearly didn't, like, let's say we lost at a grub fight or something. Like, why did we lose? Should we have swapped someone up? Things like that. You can quickly identify, like, what the issue was and then, like, figure out, okay, this is going to happen again. How are we going to, like, handle it when, I don't know, maybe bot lane's ahead? Like, what are we going to do? Okay, well, rotate bot lane up this time. Things like that. It's like pretty simple. It's not too complicated, but it is a little bit more difficult because you also don't have the third party perspective where it's like much easier if a coach is saying like, you guys need to be doing X, nobody says anything, you're just like, okay, like that makes sense. In this case, it's everybody's the coach, and so everybody's probably gonna like have a little rebuttal or their own point of view of a play and things like that. But yeah, it looks kind of like that.
Yeah, and then obviously you're challenger, so
Yep.
you have multiple friends who are challenger GM level. What's your mindset and sort of their mindset going into SoloQ, how they improve?
I don't know what their mindset is. I have no clue. I think, so I would say Thomas is the other good example. I have no clue what his mindset is. I think I differ from him in mindsets and stuff like that. For example, like a jokingly thing, or like I think Masters is the hardest rank. I think players there it is nobody cares to win. People just mess around. They will forfeit. You have some people who try their best, but it doesn't matter, things like that. I think Masters is hard. He thinks Challenger is hard, but I think we just see it different. I think Challenger is easy because it's like everybody's doing, for the most part, what they're supposed to be doing. Now, skill-wise, everybody's good. Like, that's the hard part about it. You have to be better than your counterpart, and a lot of the times, that's really difficult to do. Masters, it's not hard to be better than your counterpart, but it's really hard to make sure your bot lane doesn't leave the game. Like, that's the issue. Like, so, I don't know. For me, though, what it looks like to climb and try to, like, make that push is a bunch of steps that I've set up. So for in college, my steps, what they looked like was, if I have class, go to class. After class, go do your homework or go eat. Whatever I need to do, go get it done before I have, like, I want to play SoloQ. After I've finished all of those things, I can now go, like, back to my dorm and then ask myself, like, honestly, ask myself, do I feel like I'm going to win or do I feel like I'm going to lose? Which is probably a little bit superstitious, but that's the truth. You know, ask myself, if I feel like I'm going to win, I'm going to play, and I will give it my all. I think that's the biggest thing when you're playing SoloQ and you're trying to, like, actually improve. You have to give it your all no matter what, regardless of whether your bot lane plays the game or not. If they don't want to play, it happens. We've all been there, okay? It's SoloQ. It's not perfect. But yeah, you have to give it your all for however long the game is. So I set aside like 2 hours where I'm going to, like, give it my all the entire 2 hours. And if I think I can keep playing after those 2 hours, I will keep playing. If I don't think so, then I'm not going to keep playing. Another thing, dodging, super OP. If your draft is terrible, leave the game. You're not going to win. It's not worth it. If you have some interesting people in your lobby and they're already flaming, leave the game. Doesn't matter. You're not going to win. So that's another tip. I don't think people will say it. And then the last thing is, like, when you're in a game, playing like Chovy doesn't win games in, like, low elo. Or, like, it does, right? If I played like Chovy every single game, I would obviously be, like, rank 1. But I can't play like Chovy, and nobody else on this server can. So don't try to, like, play like Chovy. You're not Chovy. Don't play like Chovy. So what you can do is do the next best thing, which is make sure your teammates don't leave the game. And I promise you, this is the most OP strat when it comes to SoloQ. If you are trying your best every game, you're going to try to, like, hit all the last hits, you know, be at every single fight, every single kill. But you will also know that if your team is about to tilt, they might just throw the game and make sure you can't win. So you need to do everything in your power to make sure they don't do that. Because you're going to try your best the entire time. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always playing the best you can. But you don't know if your teammates are going to do that. So you should probably really focus on making sure they play the game. And protecting them on a dive is important, or being at a fight even though you're losing 2 waves and things like that. Like, they feel terrible. I don't want to ever miss a full wave, but sometimes you have to, just to make sure Plastic Fork 13 stays in the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's terrible. Like, you have to do it sometimes, but otherwise they're going to leave the game and then you're for sure going to lose. So yeah, that's kind of like my tips of how I went to Challenger, especially through Masters, but yeah.
Do you think that whenever you say you have to try your hardest, does that go for inside and outside of game as well? Like, for, like, VOD review, how much is that VOD review?
For sure, but I think it depends on who you are as the type of person. For me, I learn pretty quickly of what macro should have looked like that game. Like, I don't need to spend a lot of time VOD reviewing. I also don't need to spend too much time VOD reviewing like how I should have played a fight or things like that. But maybe that's just as I've gotten better at it. But a lot of it is out of the game. Like League is majority mental game. So like you need to set yourself up to be in the best position mentally to win the game. And then out of game, learning how to VOD review is a skill. So I think initially you should spend more time than you think. Like learning how to identify mistakes. Because a lot of times when you're like lower ranks, you don't even know what was a mistake and what wasn't. So you have to be able to identify those. So watching other people play, but when you watch other people play, watch specifically what they do. I don't know, like if you want to get better at base timing, watch when they go recall and ask yourself why they're doing what they're doing. Like what did they do to make sure that they can recall here? Things like that. So yeah, out of the game, most of it's mental. Make sure you're just in a good spirit. And then like VOD reviewing, I think it's important, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you're trying every single game your best, there's probably not much you could like do truly better. Like mechanically, you'll make misplays and stuff like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, it's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can apply it, so.
Everybody better hit Challenger now.
Yeah, that is the minimum requirement.
Yeah.
Now, actually, the Challenger leaderboard is just Nebraska people. That is it.
Yeah, true.
That's the standard. I have a couple other questions that I went and asked a couple people on, like, if they had any questions.
Okay.
So one of the questions was, what do you think about the new Viktor changes? Do you think that he feels better or no?
Well, they did him dirty. I swear he looks terrible now. Like, he looks terrible. And his auto attack animation is so clunky now. I'm a big auto attack animation person. If you, especially since you play ADC,
Yeah.
if your auto attack animation is bad, you don't want to play that champion. It feels bad.
That's why,
like Gangster Twitch is such a good skin.
True.
Okay.
That's why
Right?
no one plays Nyla because her auto attack Q.
It's terrible.
It's not very good.
Yeah, exactly. So they did him terrible there, unfortunately. And his old like Deathsworn Viktor skin was the best skin. Terrible.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know. They did him dirty in that aspect. Now when it comes to like power, he's for sure OP, like completely broken. At least for SoloQ. In my, I said this initially that I thought he was OP, and then I thought later like, no, he's not that OP, and then I've like double backed. He is for sure OP, and he's stronger than he was in SoloQ in the past, but now he's like really strong. When it comes to competitive play, though, I think he's a fearless game 3, game 2 kind of pick. I don't think he's game 1 like you would pick. I feel like you have so many picks right now in the meta, but right now he's like okay for competitive play. But yeah.
Fair enough. Another one was, what are 3 different champions that you think are best for climbing in SoloQ?
Syndra is for sure number 1, I think. I'm gonna use my champion pool.
Sure.
I think I have some imposter syndrome about Aurora. That champion needs to be gutted.
Yep.
Like, if you go Luden, Shadow Flame, and skip Sork Shoes and go that, like those 2 items, you're one-shotting anybody. Like, you will climb so much LP if you use that, but don't do it because I need to stay in Challenger. So don't do it. I don't need Riot to figure it out. They recently nerfed her E. Doesn't matter. Still completely OP. But yeah, Syndra's really good, super consistent. She can do basically anything you want. Biggest weakness is like...
Good safe pick.
Yeah, you can pick into anything. It doesn't matter. Like your worst matchups are like Viktor, and there's not many good Viktor players out there. So yeah, you can make it out of lane basically anything. Fizz is also pretty bad, but regardless, doesn't matter. So Syndra's like number 1. She will always be good. Once Riot starts thinking and realizes Aurora's OP, she will not be number 2 on my list, but once they haven't figured it out yet, so she's for sure up there too. And then I don't know for 3, like...
You say your patented brand?
I think brand is OP. Like, nobody thinks it, but like, you can die 15 times. If you go into a team fight and you ult and E everybody, you do 30% HP to everybody. So I think it's OP, but thoughts?
you're the one that's challenged. Do my thoughts matter in this moment? I don't know.
I mean, do you like having Brand on your team in SoloQ?
I don't hate it usually.
Okay.
I don't hate it because he just does a ton of damage, and usually that's what you need in SoloQ.
Yep.
That'll do quite a bit.
See, that's how I view it as well.
I think Brand bot lane's better.
I think so too. I think it's completely OP. Syndra bot lane is
Syndra
free
bot
LP.
lane's pretty good.
Play Mage's bot lane.
Rakan,
it is completely broken.
Into Rakan, you can buffer out of his W.
Oh, can you? Yeah, that's right.
Knock up.
Yeah. Oh, don't play Brand into Mel though. Because if you W a minion or whatever, and you press E and Mel stands in front of it, it'll instantly proc the Brand passive on you. It's a bug. Don't play it. It's terrible.
You know what? I won't.
Just if you see it,
you won't play it. Yeah.
This is a game. If you see it on your team, dodge. It is not playable. Okay, dodge. Save LP.
Gotcha. I got one more. If you have any others.
I don't have one right now. So.
So what do you think was the most effective mental change that you had that actually broke you into challengers?
Stop typing. I think I typed a lot. It wasn't necessarily flame, but I would just type too much and focus on what other people were doing. So stop typing was probably the biggest thing. And then the second biggest thing very close after is just trying your best every single game. There'd be multiple games where I would just like, I wasn't quit, but I didn't care if we won. And that's not a good mindset. So those are the two big things. And I feel like that applies to most people because a lot of people are typers.
I don't type.
You type?
I don't type.
Oh, good on you.
I do, but usually it's in like very positive ways. Like, guys, we can do this.
See, the thing is like that's dangerous too.
That is pretty dangerous.
Because if I see that on my team, I know he's checked out.
No, but it's in like
so true.
it's in a good way. It's not in like a sarcastic.
You're not typing in champ select,
like
right?
Oh no, not in champ select. Oh,
because like Joe, if you're in champ select and you see someone like we're about to go like 30 kills right now, we're gonna win. Like, are you thinking we lost?
Unless we have like a super OP comp into them, yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's grim.
Especially when they say trust and it's some fiddlesticks tank top laner.
Yeah, no. Usually
dodge.
If it's gonna be stuff, it's gonna be like nice. It'll be like I will try to recognize when people do really good things.
Okay.
So like that's the amount. Or if I can talk people off of a ledge of quitting the game. Those are the two instances when I type.
Yeah.
Because that it's worked a couple of times where it's just like, no, please, we're gonna win. Just
hey, you have to do what you have to do to win.
You gotta do it.
Yep.
And you know, it's made some games from a loss because they just leave into a win. So
see, I can't do that because if I'm going to type, it's not going to be that. So that's why I just tell myself, just don't even.
Like Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry shut up after he stopped typing and flaming everyone.
I'm telling you, it's like that's why I think League is like 40-50% mental. Like it's all these players around. Like all of us are terrible. They're all bad. Everyone's bad. Okay, they're all bad. You get like everyone can beat their
We're NA players.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. We're not that good, right? But it's like mentally you're like checked out like 90% of the time. So yeah, don't type.
Fair enough. Well,
I have no questions.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions unless there's anything else. I mean you're still gonna be here. We have more stuff going. So I think that brings us to a little bit of a mini game. And we actually have Jay hosting us.
I'm in the studio.
Yeah,
first time on camera.
No, actually, this is
first time on podcast.
For podcast, yeah.
Was he on stream?
I've been on stream.
Well, he's been in the YouTube video.
And I've been referencing the YouTube videos. But for this mini game, we're playing actually. So how this is gonna work is you guys. I will be saying a question. Something is wrong with the question. You guys will buzz in by raising your hands. Okay? Raise your hands up high. And whoever raises their hands first, they'll get the first pick. You have to answer in the phrase, actually, then state what is wrong. If you don't, you don't get it. It's Jeopardy rules.
Fair enough.
So we all know this. Okay?
I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm going to win this one.
You are.
Patrick, I actually hopefully you do win this.
Is this rigged?
You are 0-3.
Well, he is 0-3 right now.
I am 0-3 right now.
Is that
should
like
be 0-4.
Is it 0-3 against like the other guests
Against
or just
me?
Everyone. I have if we had guessed, I was the first one to lose in those as well. So
Yeah.
Nice.
I've lost more than he's won.
Okay.
And that's unacceptable.
'Cause-
I'm trying to turn this franchise around.
Someone has to be
power
last.
steering is not working right now.
Yeah.
It's really hard to turn this wheel. So
Somehow
we're
the
working on it.
guests have more wins than
Yeah,
you.
They-
the
yeah,
guests
the
do have
guests-
more points than him.
So
Okay.
Seth, you will be
That's
playing for the guests who are currently have 1 point due to Seth, or not doing.
It said they got 2 rounds and the Chet did.
Yeah.
But I got 3, so.
Yeah,
No.
Check.
Just
Joe
won that
technically
one.
won that. In reality, Patrick, you're in third.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
you're in
no,
third.
I think I'm in fourth. If we're being real, somehow there's a third
Are
option
you
that
behind?
beats
You're
me.
behind Isaac and Chet.
Wow, that's
Well, Isaac, all we did was rank
Yeah.
Garen skins, but
hey. I think his Garen rankings won.
It beat you out.
It did
So-
somehow.
these are going to be encompassing of all league aspects. So pro, mechanics, gameplay, and lore. So here's the first question.
Okay.
League has a lot of limited game modes throughout its history. Some include Another Sky, Black Market Brawlers, and a Twisted Tree Line.
Actually, Another Sky was not a game mode.
That is incorrect. It had a game mode tied to it.
Oh no.
Black Market.
Are we gonna? Okay, we all know Twisted Tree Line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Banger
yeah,
game.
absolutely. Are
Um,
we? Oh, wait. Can I try again?
Yes, you
yeah,
may.
you can.
Yes.
Actually, Twisted Tree Line wasn't technically a game mode. It was just a different map.
Correct. I would also take that Twisted Tree Line was a secondary game mode. Keyword in the sentence is limited.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So 1 point for you, Patrick.
Oh, okay.
Score 0-1-0.
Call the count.
Stop the count.
Stop it. Stop it. It's good. Scoreboard.
Question 2. The Vestayan race has pseudo-animalistic features due to their heritage in relation to the spirit realm. Some of these champions include Ari, Nidalee, and Wukong. Yes, Joe.
Actually, Nidalee's not a Vestayan.
That is correct. Nidalee is actually a human with Vestayan ancestry.
Yes.
Beats me.
I thought it was Wukong.
I thought it was Wukong
I
too.
thought Wukong was the one that wasn't Vestayan, but
Wukong is actually
Wukong
Vestayan.
is Vestayan, yes.
there you go. Monkey King.
Monkey King.
A monkey.
So
I'm surprised Isaac doesn't play Wukong.
It seems
an
like an
Isaac
Isaac
champion.
champion.
True, that would be an Isaac champion.
So
Especially
score
with the
count
monkey gifts he
is
does.
1-1-0.
Here we go.
Question number 3. Runes are divided into 5 different paths: precision, domination, sorcery, resolve, and inspiration. All of these paths have 4 different keystones. Yes, Joe.
Actually, red domination does not, and inspiration has 3. Both of them have 3, right?
Incorrect.
Oh, yeah. There's one.
Yes, Seth.
Actually, I feel like not all of them have 4 keystone paths. Do I have to say how many more?
Yes, you have to. This is a
Uh,
certain amount of them do not have 4.
3 of them don't have 4.
That is wrong.
Hmm.
Well, I know.
Also, to clarify, you have 2 guesses for
Okay.
each question. Yes, Patrick.
Actually, inspiration and sorcery do not have, or resolve, or all of them except precision have only 3.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Technically-
figured that out eventually.
Only 4 of them have 3, while one of them has
4.
4.
Has
Yeah.
4, yeah.
Score count is 1-2-0.
Oh my God.
It's
Somehow
happening, it's happening,
Patrick
it's
is winning.
happening.
We are in question
Yo, I need
3 of
Chet.
5.
I need Chet
You need
here.
Chet?
Yeah. Phone a friend.
Question 4. Legendary or T1 has a lot of people suit up for them and against them. The LCK has grown and shrunken. Some teams that have left are Team Dynamics, Generic Greenwings, and DN Freaks. Yes, Joe.
Actually, Team Dynamics is not an LCK team.
That is incorrect. Team Dynamic was an LCK team.
Here.
Yes.
Actually, the name of the org is SKT T1.
I'm not taking that one, Patrick. The org is technically called T1 now. In history, they were called SKT.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, Joe.
DN Freaks is not the name. They're still here, right?
That is correct. DN Freaks is technically still in the league.
Yes.
Team Dynamics played, I am pretty sure, in Season 9. And Jin Air Green Wings
Season 9? Who was on the roster?
was an infamously bad team. Teddy
Very
was on it,
funny.
though.
That's the longest game in history.
How active are you in watching pro play?
Oh, I watch a lot of pro play. I don't watch bad teams though.
Oh.
And
Like Jin Air.
Jin Air was not good.
Jin Air was not good.
Dy-
Freaks is
Team
not good.
Dynamics
Freaks is not
was
good.
not
Freaks had their time like back in
2018?
yeah,
With the
18.
Keen.
yeah, and then
Okay.
I've never heard of Team Dynamics, but sounds like they were bad. So
DN Freaks, 2018 was their reign. They had Spirit and Mowgli as in the jungle.
True. Spirit
you.
Mowgli.
Kramer was on this roster.
Who was that the Mystic team?
Mystic came after. This was
What?
with Kramer.
Oh, Tushin was the support.
Tucson was the
Yeah.
support. So, going into question 5, last question.
Oh.
It's 2-2-0. So Patrick, you can win this
I
one.
can't win.
You
He's not
just
in last
have
place.
to. You
Not
just have to
last.
buzz
I'm
it.
not last.
Okay.
Maybe.
We have a decent amount of friends here on Cornhusker Cooldown, Season 2. Friends from Isaac, Wolf, Chet, Gold Card Enjoyer, and Carl Sinner. Who else should be on? Yes, Patrick.
Actually, Carl Center has not been on this season.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So
he was here last season twice.
Carl was only here on
won?
Season 1, and he
Ooh.
was on here for 2 episodes.
this was rigged.
It
Let's
was
go.
rigged.
What do you mean it was rigged? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I should have got the rune one. though.
End score is 2-3-2. Patrick,
Or 0.
you're on the board.
No.
Congrats. Hopefully you can win, because if you don't remember, folks, the loser is going to do a punishment
We
that
don't
you
know
get to
yet.
decide.
Yes.
So
Let us know. What do you think the punishment should be for
Mm,
whoever loses the most minigames? We have some ideas, but
I don't know, like play like SoloQ for like 24 hours.
Well, we do have 24-hour stream
we
as
have
one of them.
24-hour stream is one of them.
SoloQ. There you go. That's terrible.
yeah. So some of our current ideas, Seth,
'Kay.
include a milk run, which is a mile run, which every lap you drink that many cups of milk.
Oh, that would be bad.
The-
Like, it would
it's supposed to be bad, but yeah. This would all be recorded
Yep.
and
Nice.
posted on our YouTube, because everything is content.
Absolutely.
Here at
Our
Nebraska
suffering is
Esports.
content.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
The next one would have been, next one that we have in the chamber is one of these two, the loser, will have to do a solo podcast of a topic of my choice.
Which is
Milk run is worse.
yeah, probably.
Milk run
Like,
is
that is so
possibly
bad.
That's just
bodily
that's
injury.
just physically worse. Just
It would just be fun to watch.
True.
Like that is.
Well, that's why we should
I
have him
would-
do it, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That's a good one. I like that one so
I
far.
don't. The fact that it's 1 to 3, I don't like that one. Let's go.
And it's
for
funny
it.
that we are already imagining that it's not you doing it, it's him.
So, and then the 24-hour stream, that would be just of that person playing solo queue.
Doing a few other things.
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
other
I
things. of
do
course.
my
How-
dailies, of
Yeah.
course.
Once again, I'm imagining you. How are you staying up 24 hours? Like,
Great question. I can
Well,
barely.
When
I
are you
can-
going to stay up
Yeah,
24 hours?
I already struggle with that. Maybe it's a sleep stream. Maybe like eventually it just turns into.
Well, yeah,
an
you can
industry.
go sleep on the little desk in the middle
Yeah.
of the varsity space.
I will also be there for the 24-hour stream,
I
so
will be
you
there.
will be awake,
I'm
Patrick.
part of that.
Okay, well. hey,
If you're worried about that,
unless I'm pulling a comeback. We're turning it
Oh,
around.
this
I'm just defining, like, if you were to get
Of
this.
course, yeah, sure. Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, of course, hypothetically. But that is our mini game. If you guys at home do have any more, please comment them. We want some punishments for these two boys.
Yeah.
I'm leaning milk run.
Oh no.
One vote milk run.
Really
One
hoping
vote
we
milk
weren't-
run.
I was really hoping we weren't gonna go for milk run,
Oh, that's good.
but you know,
Bye.
Bye, Jay.
thank you so much for hosting this. As we're gonna kind of be wrapping up talking about JV a little bit.
Yep.
They had a
No varsity games this week.
university, and they'll be on a bye week. So,
Oh, yeah, there's no varsity games this week.
this upcoming week. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we're recording this early.
We are recording this.
So
Yeah,
usually
we
they're-
had no games. No games. Infinite bacon.
And then, so JV played a game recently against 2B Continued, an O2 game.
Yeah.
O2 series.
It honestly didn't look that bad. Had a better start for sure than what.
Oh, yeah. We did okay. We got beat early game bot lane pretty hard.
Right.
But top and jungle specifically, we were doing pretty well. And we were in a very good position to win. We had Baron. We took, I think, 2 inhibs, bot in mid lane, and then we sort of just threw mid lane.
Yeah.
The mid fight. So, I'd say a game we should have won, but we did not. So.
Yeah. A little rough. I know we talked a little bit about the Cho'Gath Azir matchup.
Played both games. Have you played it?
I haven't played the matchup, but like I was looking at that and I'm just like seeing, I'm just thinking, like the first thing that came to my mind is Riot needs to nerf Cho'Gath, please. That is so stupid. Like, it should not be a competitive champ in mid. That build should not be allowed.
With Shirelia's build, full move speed essentially.
Still one-shots you because Cho'Gath R does too much damage, but
true. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, Isaac went 13-2 and we still lost. It was definitely on us for losing the game as opposed to them like playing super well and outmacroing us or whatever.
Yeah, both games Isaac did phenomenal, getting 13 kills both times, 13-2 and then 13-3. Definitely, we want to maybe see whenever we have a power like that to be able to close those out. But it's a good thing that we can kind of take moving forward. You learn a lot in the losses, so
yeah.
And the JV team historically is used to losses.
Well, they don't lose every game now that you're gone.
No, yeah. Now that I'm not coaching, we're no longer 0-28. But it does help whenever someone like Isaac shows up and is able to perform.
I want to ask both of you, Poke Varus, yes or no in these games? I think it's a fine build, but I don't know about these games specifically.
Might be a little bit too tanky.
Like there's a lot of damage on the rest of the team comp in both the games, so it's like,
which is why
you could argue that it's like fine, but it just feels like, once again, if I just don't like, if one of the other members dies instantly, there's no damage.
Yeah,
like,
I think game 1 specifically, when you have the Azir and Mordekaiser to deal with the tanks, it's not the end of the world to go poke.
It's like fine,
but it can be like when you aren't put in a position where Azir or Mordekaiser is not there.
Yeah,
you're just not going to do much.
Game 2 looks like abysmal to like try to kill like
Cho'Gath
Cho'Gath in a like reasonable time.
Yeah, especially because we did not go Leandry's early on Azir, so
yeah, the Leandry's value here is through the roof.
And then, I mean, game 2 overall was kind of the same. We were doing pretty well, and then we just had a few fights where we lost. Last fight specifically, Mr. Bufos Bafunkles on the flanking Braum.
Classic.
Got on the flank on the back line by the time everyone else died, so you know, it is what it is.
Almost there.
Yeah, it was a long play, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done that more than enough times to count. It's, like even whenever I was on the varsity team with you guys, there's definitely times where it's like, why are you standing? Just sit next to Greg. Just sit next to him. That's where you're supposed to be. Just stand there and you won't lose. You keep him alive. You press E, and we will do the rest. I feel like
it's an honest mistake.
Sometimes you're like, okay, but like I'm a support. I need to get the flank. It's gotta go crazy.
Yeah. I want to ask you guys then.
Yeah.
Symbiotic Souls. What do you guys think on those boots? Braum has them.
I don't know about Braum.
And Rel.
Rel is, you know, if you told me Rel went Symbiotic Souls, it's not the end of the world. I think she can play the roams decently well, and then has decent flank, or more than decent flank, to be fair.
Right.
I only like them on mid laners.
Only on mid.
Why?
I could see.
The only reason is like mid, you're shoving waves and you're leaving instantly. Whereas support, you don't really have very many matchups where you're just shoving the wave and leaving. Like you can maybe do it if you have a mage ADC.
And I think you get a lot more value from the tabbies or
you're gonna be the one dying anyways, and the second you go into a fight or get hit, your symbiotic soul's value is like
Useless.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Swifties, Mercs,
Yeah.
Tabbies. That's my thought on those boots. They're OP though.
They're OP.
Yeah.
Do you play Corki at all?
Yeah, I'm not the greatest Corki, but I'm not bad.
Do you like the Triforce Manamune build over the Crypt builder?
I think so, but it's just because I think it's like, for some reason, the build feels easier to do. But I think regardless,
I think it just spikes earlier.
yeah, it's just like it feels good. Which with just how League is, people always make mistakes early game. So it's just like you have an early game power spike, maybe you can capitalize on it. But no, if you're like really rich, you can sell everything eventually and then go into the crit build and it feels way better. But you might need, the thing is like in game 1, right? That's game 1?
Game 1's top, yeah.
Yeah. He's got like 18,000 gold.
Yeah. He had the gold for it.
He probably could have, he was getting close. I'm curious how much he had in his
pockets.
Yeah, because he has 17K and he has like, I don't know, like 11 of that spent, it feels like, in his inventory.
He has, about 12, I think, if I do my math in my head right.
So he's got some stuff to spend.
Yeah.
He could go buy a few items.
Oh, he does have upgraded boots though.
What, they're like 750?
750.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well.
That's a little bit more. But overall, disappointing, but there's a lot more to be promising when watching these games as opposed to the last 2 semesters. So
Yeah, I mean, and we definitely, I enjoy seeing some life rather than no life. Like I am fine with it's not looking rough, but we have a win, and it looks like we could get more wins versus. Are we going to have a 3rd season in a row going no wins? I will take where we're at. I will gladly take.
Not bad.
This is improvement.
we also have 3 freshmen on the team, so yeah.
Aren't good then, honestly. You need to lose a lot, to be honest, to get better, so.
It's true.
Happens.
Come on. Well, I think that's all I have. If you have.
Yes, I'm done.
You want anything that you wanted to?
Nope.
You want to shout out?
I haven't shouted out Hanwha Life for winning LCK yet.
Frauds. Absolute frauds.
What?
Okay.
Talking to the number one
you know what?
Life
Fine.
fan
I
in
do
the
have
world.
something to say. The format of that tournament is terrible. I hate that.
Group stage specifically is bad.
Okay, I'm a T1 fan. You know that. I don't know if you know that. I'm fine with the fact that T1 didn't make it, but it is a nightmare that you have like Nongshim. Like you can't tell me
Nongshim aren't that bad.
they're not
Nongshim
bad.
Is a banger team. Okay, am I fans of
Hold
the
on,
worst teams?
you're Freaks and Brian fans though.
Well, okay, I'm dropping. Okay, the freaks aren't. It's only because of Zerker, just because of Berserker. I am a OK Breon super fan. Let's go, OK Breon.
Who's there even on their roster right now?
The God King
Lord Morgan
Oh, yep.
is on Fleek on their team right now.
The
No, I don't watch bro games.
The God King Morgan's on that team.
There's one fan, and it's
It's
him.
him.
Yeah.
I'm the Hanwha Life fan though.
No, okay, Hanwha Life is for sure good, right?
They're really good. They're really fun to watch as well.
Yeah.
Especially with all like Delight, Zeka, and Zeus are like
They're like
the Omega griefers sometimes.
Yep.
So
Yeah, no, I just think it's criminal with how the top 4 played out.
Yeah,
It was like the
format was
worst.
not good.
Not even, let's say I'm not even a T1 fan.
I think
Having
it was
T1
odd.
into either like Genji, Hanwha Life, DK, like later feels better to watch rather than see Damwon or Hanwha Life or Genji beat Nongshim.
it was
in my
because of
opinion.
the weird groups thing.
Yep.
Where like the other group won.
Yep.
So T1 and Hanwha Life had to play through like the
The like elimination match,
elimination bracket to
Yeah.
make playoffs.
which
Then they got a single elim for them when they played.
and then it instantly goes
And
into
then it goes double elim.
yeah, double elim. I think it's just like because is it who advances in the winning bracket or in
Okay,
the winning
so-
team? Is it the 3 teams?
So it was something like the top 3 from the winning group make it to playoffs. The bottom 2 make it to this like elimination bracket, and then the top 2 from the losing group go to the elimination bracket, which was T1 Hanwha Life.
Do you know what we're talking about?
I watched Team Liquid.
You need to know, it's rigged over there. Okay, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a good format,
Hanwha Life,
but it feels bad when you have, because both sides are gonna have two really good teams.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the good teams is getting eliminated. Usually, that feels bad because then you're missing. Like, let's say Hanwha Life got eliminated.
Yeah,
that is criminal to not have Hanwha Life in the rest of the bracket. That would have been, that would have been bad.
Hanwha Life played what, 25 games in playoffs?
And
Probably more than any
It
team.
was all best of fives, right?
All went to 5 games.
Fearless.
Fearless. I mean, they're
Great games.
great games, very fun to watch.
Yep.
I feel like I learned so much about pro play every time before stream. This is every single time before any podcast. It'll be these two talking about the
When we were
LCK for the hour leading up.
You missed out.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
It's entertaining to always listen.
Watching the Olaf, Zeus.
Yep. Last
Remember when
stand
we
coming
did
up.
Dignitas
yeah.
with like Bulldog on it. Trying to predict next season's rosters.
We try to predict this season's rosters.
No way.
We were being very
Funny.
funny and hopeful that we get the God King Bulldog into NA.
The NA.
One of the best mid laners in Korea.
He is insane.
He is insane.
Who else did we do? No.
We did Dig. We did
Cloud9.
We did Cloud9 because I'm a Cloud9 stan. I stan Cloud9. Loki is a good mid laner. I'm not gonna lie.
TL shouldn't have won NA.
No, TL should have won.
Agree.
TL is a good team. I honestly think FlyQuest is the better team overall.
Yeah.
Just by position, but
We finally watched G2 lose.
yeah,
In a 3-0 fashion as well.
Yep. And now Callista is representing KC, and APA sort of called him out.
Can we do an LTA? What you guys expect? Who's gonna win?
Oh,
For first stand?
Yeah.
We can do it right now. I expect Hanwha Life to win.
Oh, sorry, not for LTA yet, but yeah.
So it's Hanwha Life,
Okay.
Top Esports,
Sports.
TL, K Corp.
And then Flying Oyster.
and CFO Flying Oysters.
So, I mean,
I would guess.
I think it's Hanwha Life.
I would think Hanwha.
I think
Okay.
top,
And who do you think's the next best then?
it should be top.
And
I
you
think
think
top has the potential
I-
to just lose to NA and EU though,
Yeah.
because
But
that's what they do.
But
Yep.
they could also just rail through.
They also could win both games in 20
LCK.
minutes.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know
What
about.
do you think?
I think
I mean, you didn't watch much, right?
So, from what I hear about,
Okay.
and historically, anything in LPL is going to be either super stomp or super not.
Yep.
So it's going to, the consistency of LCK is going to make it so that Hanwha just wins.
Okay.
LPL is going to make
I
the
think-
most banger games ever.
In a best of 5, Hanwha Life will win.
I can see
Especially in Fearless,
Mhm.
I think Hanwha Life have an advantage over most teams.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Zeus and Zeka and Viper. I mean, Viper's the best mage player bot lane. So.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't know much about K Corp. I don't know. I know.
Callist. It's Callista.
I thought it was
Callista team.
Caliste. Is
Oh,
that-
Calliste. I called him Callist, but Calliste probably is his name, and he's the best ADC in Europe
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I-
is.
by far.
By far.
I
By
have
far.
seen a lot of hype on him.
Yeah.
So my assumption is that they'll only get slightly gapped by TL. No, I mean I would assume that they probably win versus TL because they've been looking really shaky.
Yep.
Though
TL could just get better.
The longer they play together, with Spawn, they just look better throughout the entire
Yep.
playoffs. So
Mhm.
if they can maintain that, I could see them doing much better. But they make me nervous every single time.
I want to ask, as a T1 fan, what do you think of Smash over Gumayushi at this point?
Okay. Okay, I will go over that. I also do want to put
Okay.
Oh yeah.
throw my things.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna say what I have a feeling is gonna happen. Hanwha Life is insanely good. I have a feeling, for some reason, Top Esports is about to do it. I'm not a Top Esports fan.
Same.
I'm a big
You
Zeus fan. I don't know why they look so good.
They did look really good in finals.
But I will say I can't tell if LPL right now looks worse than they usually do. BLG does not look strong. They looked stronger, but they lost pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
And I thought BLG was gonna like make it through there with no problem. I thought it was gonna be still BLG owns LPL.
Yeah, look, going into the season, I didn't think AO would be this good. Even
Yeah,
though they
same.
have Flandre, Tarzan.
Yeah, that team did not look.
I mean, it looks
It's
like a
okay.
fourth place team
Yeah.
where it's like, you know them, but they're gonna get knocked out or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
and then they just like show up.
I mean, they were pretty good. So.
My team was consistent in the LPL because they're not good.
Oh yeah, I'm an EDG fan. We won one game?
Hey, at least your team won a game. Ultra Pride!
Forgot that was even a team.
True. I mean, they've always been bad though.
Yeah, but I'm in agreement with Seth here. I think, weirdly enough, Top's gonna win it.
I have a
Like-
feeling.
TL, I feel like, is gonna drop games to Casey, and this is the hottest take, against Flying Oysters.
Not that hard of a take.
I think
I could see it.
the
Yeah.
weakest link the weakest link on their team is Umpty, just due to pool wise and just the pseudo aggression he does not have. It's sort of this weird thing where you're sort of juggling who needs to play with the biggest guts, and Umpty's never that. Umpty can. He's usually on the engaged person.
Oh.
I think he's just gonna fall behind against some of these junglers. Do I think TL is gonna go last in first stand? I'm gonna say maybe.
No.
I think,
No.
weirdly enough, Flying Oysters can beat them
They can be pretty good. I think they could be third if
Yeah.
they overperform.
if they overperform. But Casey just looks too good. Yike is just him. Yike is him. Like, he basically gapped Skimond.
Yeah, I think.
Gapped him.
I think my expected one is like Hanwha Life's probably gonna win. I think that's probably realistic. I think Top Esports will be close. I think the gap between KC and Team Liquid though is night and day. Like, I don't think TL is that good. We will see what happens. I think KC will play good. I think there's honestly even a chance for them to be better than Top Esports. I don't think that's that crazy. I also think I could see them beating Hanwha Life. That's more on do they grief. It's not whether does KC play
Zeus
well. Yeah, exactly. Does Zeus do? Does Zeus do?
5 times inside lane for no
I
reason?
don't know. Yeah.
He might.
He really could. So I think it's expected Hanwha Life will probably win. Top Esports will probably be possibly a close second if they play like they did in playoffs. KC is for sure better than Team Liquid and would 3-0 Team Liquid without a doubt in my mind. I don't know if you're a Team Liquid fan. Sorry.
He is.
I'm a big Team Liquid fan.
He even has
They
a
have a
jacket.
chance. Maybe. And then I don't think Flying Oyster is that good. They'll probably finish last. I think they could beat Team Liquid maybe. Really hot take. KC could win.
That's a really hot. In a
I-
best of 5, it's
I
I
see
think it's
that.
hard, but I think they are playing well, and I am under the opinion that I don't think LCK and LPL have looked as good as they have in previous years, where they are clearly the most dominant regions coming in. They still are extremely dominant, but I don't think it feels like this fearless thing has thrown them for a loop. Where that's is where I think NA and EU have better chance. Korea is very play meta. Now that fearless is a thing, I think that's something new to him. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. I think
It'd be
there's a
hard,
world. I don't
'cause-
think Team Liquid will ever win. And I don't think Flying Archers will ever win. But I think the chance of KC winning is
not 0.
yeah, it's not 0, but it's
Yeah, they've
pretty
had to,
close.
because I presume in semis they'd go against Top or Hanwha Life and then have to play the other one in finals. So
Yep, it's going to be tough.
it'd be tough.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna
Back
step
to the
up.
Smash Gumayushi thing.
Smash Gumayushi.
Okay, it's criminal that Gumayushi gets subbed. I don't know what the reasoning was. Ultimately, people have had theories,
I have my theory. Yeah.
which I think some people are saying he was underperforming. I don't really think so. I thought of all LCK was underperforming. Whatever. And then Smash is also insane. He is for sure
He's the humble.
already top 3, top 4 ADC without a doubt. I think Ruler has I'm putting him above Ruler. I think Ruler has obviously the chance to be the best. Nobody can not that's obvious that could happen. Gumayushi also has the chance to be the best. Viper
My boy
obviously is currently
The best right now.
Right, so it's I didn't throw that out there because I had assumed he was already the best. But it is, it feels weird because you're in a situation where it's you need to put either Smash or Gumayushi on the main roster, but it is criminal to have either one of them not playing on a main spot on a main roster because they're both good enough to be on a top team and play like that. But I have my expectations. If Gumayushi does come back, I have a feeling he's going to play more aggressive. He's always been the more weak-sided laner, especially when you have Zeus on your team.
Yeah, I think
you strong side him always, most of the time. Gumayushi was really good at playing weak side. But now you have Doran, the king of weak side, even though he ints. It's whatever. Zeus did too.
Yeah.
It's a T1 top lane type of thing. But now it's like Smash wants to be strong-sided. He's a really good strong-side player. Gumayushi's not. Maybe that's the thought process.
That's my thought process behind it. It's like Doran is not Zeus or even like Keen, where he just wins or forces his team to win games through carrying, where he just sort of plays the weak side, plays a Gnar, Renekton, Ornn type of stuff. And then Gumayushi is also that type of player where he's not necessarily like being the focal point of his team most of the time. Whereas Smash really likes to be in those positions where he's playing Draven or Lucian or even like a Zeri where he's
he
trying
just
to
wants to take over.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my thought process behind it because the Gumayushi T1 didn't have a focal point in terms of who would carry the game.
Yeah.
Whereas Smash would be in close to the focal.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think it's going to be Gumayushi that comes back?
I think we'll see Smash at the beginning, and if they
because didn't they announce they didn't want a 6-man roster though?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I
think specifically if Smash plays and they continue to look like a mediocre LCK team, I think they'll make the switch again.
Yeah, I agree. That's fair.
But Smash is good.
Smash is good.
Smash is good.
Do we have anything else for pro play?
Nope.
Ultra Prime's gonna get a win. OK Brain's gonna make playoffs.
You said OK Brian. He said Leon from.
Okay, that was
Super
my
fan.
hot take. Lions is probably gonna make playoffs. Probably not make Worlds.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be spicy, but yeah.
We have to look at our hot takes at the end of not only this season but the end of the year. So
2 of mine are already not gonna happen.
Mine will age well.
What were your hot takes?
KC wins.
Oh, you're
No,
saying
I'm just kidding.
I
My real hot take is top esports wins, but crazy hot take. And if it does happen, I did say it. KC.
You said
could win.
Maryville perfect game
in the playoffs.
in first round of playoffs.
Yeah.
I said Maryville wouldn't drop a game, which has already happened.
Yeah.
They've dropped a game.
But they won 2-1 versus Illinois State.
Oh.
So,
I thought we would make playoffs in CLOL.
yeah, we went 1-4.
Yeah.
It's tough to make it there.
But we did play against Maryville and SLU.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was.
Oh, really?
Week 1, week 2, Maryville slew.
Week 1, week 3.
Oh, week 1, week 3.
Because
week
the
2 is
FF
where we
week
got
2.
we got that's how we got our win. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, I think we're done now. So.
I think so. We had the classic. Joe is a chill guy and likes pro play. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Cornhusker Cooldown. Thank you so much, Seth, for joining us. It's been absolute pleasure. Hopefully we can have more guests and more stuff like this. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.